Hello and welcome to the British Accent Podcast, where we talk about how to make English a part of your real life, even if you're busy, tired, or just not in the mood for textbooks. I'm Nick.
And I'm Emily. And today we're diving into something that's already part of your day: social media. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, they're often seen as distractions. But what if we told you they can be tools for learning English?
Exactly. We're not here to tell you to delete your apps or feel guilty for scrolling. We're here to show you how to scroll smarter. Whether you're laughing at a meme, watching a recipe, or listening to a vlog, you're surrounded by English, and you can actually use it to your advantage.
Let's start with YouTube. It's full of long-form content, interviews, how-tos, daily vlogs. If you follow creators who speak clearly or use subtitles, you're already getting natural English input. And the best part? You can pause, rewind, and rewatch. That's a language learner's dream.
Totally. Some learners even choose one or two YouTubers to watch regularly, like you'd follow a TV series. You start to pick up their rhythm, their expressions, even their slang. And since it's authentic content, it doesn't feel like studying. You're learning by simply paying attention.
Now Instagram, different vibe, but still useful. Stories and reels are short and snappy, which means you can hear the same words and expressions repeated in different situations. And captions. Goldmine for quick reading practice. If you follow English speaking accounts in your interests, cooking, fashion, tech, you're learning without even realizing it.
And don't forget the comments. Honestly, reading the way real people speak in comment sections can teach you things no textbook ever will. Informal writing, jokes, questions, reactions, it's raw, and it's real English.
Okay, now TikTok. It gets a bad reputation, but actually, it can be powerful for language learning. Why? Because repetition. TikTok's algorithm loves to show you the same kind of content again and again. So if you watch a few videos in English, the app will give you more. And that means constant exposure to the language.
Plus, TikTok creators often speak directly to the camera, in a casual, conversational tone. It's perfect for hearing everyday phrases and real pronunciation. You'll hear contractions, connected speech, and intonation, things you might miss in traditional lessons.
One of our favorite tips. Use the save feature. If you find a video with a phrase or pronunciation you like, save it. Re-watch it later. Even repeat it out loud. Turning passive watching into active learning doesn't take much, it just takes intention.
And don't be afraid to turn on captions. Most platforms now support automatic subtitles, and even if they are not perfect, they help you connect what you hear to what you read. That's a major boost for listening skills.
And one more secret weapon. Shadowing. Watch a short video, 10 seconds, maybe, and repeat the words just after the speaker. Copy their rhythm, their tone, their pauses. You might feel silly at first, but it's honestly one of the best ways to sound more natural in English.
And shadowing is brilliant because you don't need to create your own sentences. You're borrowing someone else's speech, rhythm, and natural flow. You're training your ears and your mouth at the same time. It's like doing vocal warm-ups for your English brain.
Right. And let's talk a little about choosing the right content. Not every video in English will help you. If the accent is too fast or the content is confusing, it can be more frustrating than helpful. So choose creators whose English you can follow. Don't worry about watching advanced stuff. Clarity matters more than complexity.
Definitely. You can even start by watching content made for learners. Some TikTokers and YouTubers speak slowly and explain idioms or grammar tips. And once you're feeling more confident, you can move on to native content, vlogs, lifestyle videos, or anything that feels like chatting with a friend.
It's also okay to re-watch the same video many times. In fact, that's a great technique. The first time, just watch and enjoy. The second time, focus on listening carefully. The third time, maybe turn on subtitles. The fourth time, try repeating what they say. Each round, you notice more.
And that's what turns a 5-minute scroll into 5 minutes of powerful English input. You don't need to sit down with a notebook every time. You just need to be aware of the language around you. What words do they use? How do they say them? How do they sound when they are emotional, or excited, or casual?
Exactly. And even just hearing these patterns again and again helps your brain get used to the structure of English. Later, when you want to speak, you'll find that these phrases come out naturally, because you've already heard them in real-life situations.
Let's not forget, you can also interact. Leave a comment in English. React to someone's story. Ask a question. Even if it's small, it's still communication. And that's real practice, more than any grammar quiz can give you.
So instead of seeing social media as a distraction from learning English, start seeing it as part of the process. You don't have to scroll less, you just have to scroll smarter. Let your favorite platforms become your language environment. You've already got the tools, you just need to switch how you use them.
And if you're someone who's a bit shy about speaking in public or in front of others, this method is perfect. Watching short clips, mimicking them, even just whispering along, it all builds your confidence in a low-pressure way. No one's judging you when it's just you and your screen.
Yes. And you can start building your own playlist of helpful creators. Follow a few YouTubers or TikTokers who speak clearly, who talk about topics that you like, whether it's cooking, tech, travel, or even personal development. The key is, if it keeps your attention, it keeps your brain learning.
And every time you hear a phrase that feels useful, pause, rewind, try saying it out loud. It could be something simple like, that makes sense, or I totally agree, or even, what do you think? These are everyday phrases that native speakers use constantly, and once you've heard them a few times, they'll stick.
Sometimes you might feel guilty that you're not studying the traditional way with textbooks and grammar rules. But trust us, learning to understand and use real English in real moments is just as valuable. Maybe even more.
And what's great is that this kind of input is authentic. You're not just learning classroom English, you're hearing what real people actually say. Slang, expressions, tone, rhythm, it's all part of becoming a natural speaker.
We often tell our students, don't fight your habits, work with them. If you already spend time on Instagram or YouTube, don't feel bad, just shift your focus a little. Be intentional. Be curious. That's how you grow.
Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference. Imagine doing that for a week, a month, 6 months. Without even realizing it, your ears will sharpen, your vocabulary will expand, and your confidence will grow. All while watching content you actually enjoy.
So if you've ever thought, I wish I had more time to study English, just remember, you might already have more time than you think. You just need to use it in a way that feels fun, light, and natural. And that's what makes the habit stick.
We're not saying you should throw away your textbooks, but if you're already on social media, it can become part of your learning toolkit. You've got everything you need to learn, right in your pocket.
And the best part? You can do it on your terms. No pressure, no schedule, no feeling like you're behind. Just open an app, spend a few minutes exploring something in English, and let your brain do the rest. Even when it feels passive, your mind is actively connecting sounds, meanings, and patterns.
And if you're worried that watching funny TikToks or short vlogs isn't real learning, let's clear that up right now. Real language learning happens in the small, repeated exposures. When you hear a phrase again and again in different contexts, it clicks. That's how native speakers learn their own language, through listening, repetition, and curiosity.
Also, don't underestimate subtitles. Watching videos with English subtitles, or even English audio with subtitles in your native language at first, can ease your brain into understanding. Then, as you improve, switch to English subtitles. Eventually, you won't even need them.
You'll start recognizing sentence structures and emotional tone. You'll hear when someone's joking, when someone's being sarcastic, or when someone's excited, and that helps you learn the feel of the language, not just the rules.
And if you're someone who gets bored easily with traditional methods, this approach is especially for you. It's okay to learn through entertainment. Learning doesn't always have to feel hard. In fact, if it feels enjoyable, you're more likely to keep doing it, and that's what matters most.
Some people think they need to wait until they have free time to start studying English. But you don't need hours. You just need a few focus minutes here and there, and platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok are perfect for that. They meet you where you are, in your daily rhythm.
Think of it this way: every scroll can be a step forward. Every clip can be a chance to hear something new. Every creator you follow can become part of your learning environment.
It's not about perfection, it's about presence. Being present with the language, even just briefly each day, is more powerful than you might realize. So don't underestimate what you're already doing. With a little intention, it all adds up.
You might be listening to someone talk about their morning coffee, their travel vlog, or their skincare routine, and think, is this really helping me learn English? Yes, it absolutely is. Because that's how real people speak in real life. That's where natural language lives. You're not just learning textbook phrases, you're hearing how people really express emotions, tell stories, and connect.
And that's a huge step forward. Because eventually, you're going to want to use your English to connect with others. And you'll be so glad you've already absorbed the rhythm, the tone, and the style of real conversations through the content you've casually enjoyed.
One great little trick you can try is shadowing. When you watch a short clip, pause and repeat what the speaker just said. Try to copy their tone, speed, and pronunciation. It might feel silly at first, but it's one of the best ways to train your mouth and ears. And you don't need anyone around. Just you, your phone, and your curiosity.
Or even just repeat a key phrase out loud when something sticks with you. If someone says, "You got this," or "No worries," say it too. Say it while brushing your teeth, while walking to the bus, while making lunch. You're building confidence quietly, in your own time, your own way.
This kind of practice, done casually but consistently, creates amazing long-term progress. You're rewiring your brain. You're building instinct. And the best part is, you're doing it while enjoying things you already like.
So next time you open your favorite app and scroll through videos or memes or skits, don't feel guilty. Feel proud. You're not wasting time, you're making English a part of your lifestyle. And that is one of the smartest moves you can make.
So if you've ever felt guilty about watching too much YouTube, scrolling Instagram, or getting lost in TikTok, take a breath. You're doing more than just relaxing. You're surrounding yourself with language, with voices, with stories, and that's how fluency is built.
It doesn't have to be formal. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to sit at a desk with a textbook to be making real progress. The fact that you care, that you're finding small ways to include English in your everyday moments, that matters.
Let this episode be your reminder that every little step counts. Every word you hear, every phrase you repeat, every time you understand a joke or a caption in English, you're learning. Quietly. Steadily. And it's working.
So keep scrolling, keep listening, keep talking to yourself if you want to, and most importantly, keep going. You're doing better than you think, and we're proud of you for sticking with your journey.
Thanks for spending this time with us. We'll be back soon with another episode from the British Accent Podcast. Until then, take care of yourself, enjoy your English, and never forget, you're growing, even when it feels slow.